Hi students, welcome to week 13 here in the lab. It's a short week because of the Thanksgiving holiday, so let's start off with a couple of announcements. First of all, we won't be having any workshops this week, but don't worry because we will start them up again next week. Also, because of the Thanksgiving holiday, we will be closed Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. For those of you who usually come on those days to get your assignments done, don't worry, we're leaving week 13 open until week 14. That way you could get your assignments done on time. For those of you who can complete your assignments this week, we encourage you to do so since it can be a little bit more challenging to get 2 assignments done at once. Okay, so let's start off with the first link here. On week 13, it says, please help us by completing a survey about your lab experience. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that to show you what it looks like. A few more clicks here. And here on this highlighted link, this will take you to the lab survey. It's not very long, it's only 10 questions. And down here at the bottom, you have an opportunity to write in some comments. It's totally anonymous, so feel free to be honest. We appreciate you filling out this lab survey for us because it lets us know how to improve and make your lab experience even better than it already is. So thank you in advance for filling this out for us. Let's go back to Etudes to check out what your assignment for this week consists of. So I'm going to scroll down to week 13 and I'm going to click on assignment 13 and you'll see that there are a couple different parts. So let's click on part 1 to see what that is. It is a PowerPoint, and so you're going to click on it to open. Your view might look a little different from mine, but just open it so that you can read through these slides. These slides provide some great tips for your final exam. What your final exam will consist of, it's going to be an article that you will receive from your instructor. If you haven't received that already, don't worry, you should be getting it soon. You will receive this article a week or so before you actually take your final exam, so you'll be able to spend some time with it, and that's what we're going to be working on this week in the lab. So let us go back to the course map to see what else is in the assignment portion. Week 13 assignment, here we are. So part 1 was the PowerPoint. Part 2 is going to be some more information on how you can be successful on your final exam. It is a lot of reading, so make sure to take some notes so that you are fully prepared and you're doing everything you can to be successful on your final. Once you have read all of that information and you've gotten some nice tips and tricks, we're going to move on to the project portion. In the project portion, this week, you will be getting a practice article, and next week, you will be completing a practice exam. So let's see what's going on with Project 13. The first step is to ask a member of the lab staff for the article titled Ohio's Failed Educational System Forced Desperate Mom's Hand. Make sure to read this article carefully and annotate. Annotating means you're making marginal notes, asking questions, highlighting important facts, and looking up words you don't understand. By doing these things, you'll get a much better understanding of the article than if you wouldn't have done any of these reading techniques. After you have read, you're going to respond to these 8 questions. Some of the questions have 2 portions. For example, let's look at number 1. What did Kelly Williams Bowler, a mother from Ohio, do that was against the law? Why did she do this? So make sure to not only respond to this part, but also to this second question. We also want to remind you that you should be using complete sentences when you're answering these questions. For example, if I were going to answer number 1, I would want to write Kelly Williams Buller broke the law when she, and then you can fill out the rest. So make sure to be writing your answers like this and not just using fragments. I also want to point out number 8 to you. Remember that you're going to be getting that final exam article a week or so before the actual exam. That means that you won't know the question until you actually sit down to take your final. Number 8 asks you to predict what you might be asked if you were taking the final with the article that we gave you. This way you can start formulating some responses and so that you are ready to write when that final comes along. Okay, so that is week 13. That's the mandatory portion. Let's go back to course maps so I can quickly show you some of our optional activities. Scrolling down to week 13, we have another in the news that are about the rape allegations against Bill Cosby. So we'll have a video and an article on that, the usual free write, and then some other cool optional activities. So we have a nice short week and you all are getting a well-deserved break. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving and we will see you in the lab.